All right, so the golf swing, the club should go back on the shaft line right here. It's a little bit
vertical.
No, it's just off plane. In other words, your hand should stay on this plane for a little bit. Your hands come right off the plane. The club is outside there. Well, now what should it look like? It should look like this. Oops. Alright, so he's going to keep that one-piece takeaway. Arms are pretty straight. The hands stay right on the shaft plane. The shaft plane is just the angle of the shaft established at address. And then as he goes back, he sets the club. As the left arm gets parallel to the ground, the wrists start to set 57 degrees. And then as he comes to the top, the club shaft lays right on the angle of the left arm, really, in the face of the club, the leading edge. Then he's going to come back down on a slightly shallower plane angle, right there. So his backswing plane is steeper than his downswing plane, but the club stays right in that cone area. On your swing, you go out, you go up. Now at that point, you're out of position. Your hands should be in the cone. Now we'll work on this stuff. You're not going to get it overnight, but we're going to work on extension. As far as weight, you want the balls of your feet, the balls of your feet and the tips of your knees, the tip of the elbow and the top of the spine should be in a line, plumb line. So the ball of the foot, tip of the knee, tip of the elbow, top of the spine. So as you go back here, not a bad position, just a little bit off. And then what happens is the club gets a little bit thrown. In other words, you cast it a little bit. And we'll work on how to get rid of that. But overall, the club is in pretty good plane here. So it's not a bad swing. It's a pretty good swing, really. A lot of good things here, but we just want to clean up this takeaway. So it's the club's going back on the right plane. It's a little off plane on the takeaway, and it's a little bit off plane coming down, just a little.
So the takeaway is the same angle as the plane.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So you want
to do that.
Yeah, that's okay. And the way to think about it is, whatever angles you start with, the butt of the club, if it points to the center of your chest and you take the club away, you want to maintain that. As you turn your stomach, you want the butt of the club to stay pointed at your stomach. In other words, there is no manipulation of your hands. The upper arm should stay up against the chest, connected. Anyway, don't worry too much about it. We'll get there. Face angle still 80% of direction with an iron and 90% with a putter. So you got to get the face squared up. So the ideal impact position, you want the shaft to be in line with your left arm. I'll show you. That's a pretty good impact position. So you got a lot of this right. See how straight that left arm is?
Yeah, I'm looking at that like, oh my god. Even on the downswing, my arm's not straight.
Right, you get collapsed. Yeah, notice this distance changes. Impact. Your arms are separated a little bit here.
Is that because my right arm is taking over at that point, or what do you?
Well, part
a lot
of it.
Times I'm right.
Part of it is you collapse your arms, and that separates your elbows. So if your arms are straight, what do your elbows do? They stay closer together. If you bend your arms, they separate. So as you come down, you're not in bad shape here, but the right arm is not tucked up against the chest.
Right.
Watch where his right elbow is.
Yep. Yep. Got it.
So you're losing some angle. What do I mean by angle? Well, there's something called lag in the swing. Lag is simply defined as the angle between the left arm and shaft coming down. Should be almost at a right angle. And then as he gets closer to the ball, the wrists start to uncock. But you're just releasing early, and the reason you do that is because you start down with your hands. You accelerate the wrong segment. But that's okay. That's why you hit it left, because you accelerate your hands, your right hand takes over, the club face turns over. Collapse your left arm. That helps bend the left wrist, which closes the face. But you know, you're not far off.